I mean, it'd be bad if I didn't say my dad. He has taught me a lot.
That's kind of a stupid question to ask. My apologies on that. But is there another driver that you looked up to in Racing Munster Jam today that kind of helped you get to where you're at, is what I meant to say?
Oh, absolutely. Easily Cody Saucier and Caleb Blood. They were on my tour with me, of course, and Cody is an awesome racer. I have never seen somebody race as hard and as fast and as smoothly as he does. He is just, the way he races is just so impressive, and I love learning from him. And Kayla is honestly one of the sweetest people I have ever met and been on tour with. I definitely hit the jackpot with her. Having her as my teammate side by side with me, she would actually take the time out of her day when we had our breaks. We would go and she would practice the ATVs with me because that's her background. So I have so much respect for Kayla. She is easily one of my best friends, and I definitely look up to her and Cody all the time.
Of course, all details can be found at MunsterJam.com for the official site. By the way, don't forget Munster Jam World Finals, the freestyle from Orlando, 2 full hours, will air at 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 Central on May 25th. That is next Saturday on the NBC Sports Network. The NBC family of networks cover Munster Jam. And remember, Racing from Orlando will air on May the 31st at 9 p.m. Eastern, 8 Central on NBC Sports Network. And of course, that is a recap of what is the Munster Jam World Finals. We'll take a look at that here in a moment and give a recap of all the cool things that went on. The format was really cool this year. One thing I saw was, Macey, in years past, it's been, the double down on Thursday night or Friday night. And then, of course, then you've got the freestyle program, which everybody loves freestyle, but also the racing portion for the World Finals. And that's it. Now you've got wheelie competitions, you've got the burnout competition, you've got they brought those triple threat series events in where those guys are racing the speedsters and the motorcycles and the ATVs and all that cool stuff. And bringing it from the West Coast to the East Coast, do you think it was a home run having it in Florida?
Absolutely, because Munster Jam is all about family, and of course, what better place to be family oriented than Orlando itself? You have Disney World down there, you have Universal Studios, so not only did it give families a chance to go down to Orlando to see the best show that there ever was, Munster Jam World Finals, but when they got done with that, they could go and really spend time with their family and go to Disney World or go to Universal Studios or do anything down there, so I think it was a big hit down there this year.
Absolutely, and in the end, there were 7 different champions crowned for the World Finals this year. Definitely a special time, and I believe they're going back to Orlando for 2020. And of course, we are talking with the driver of the Zombie Monster Truck, Macey Nichter. And again, Macey, talk about, one thing that I love about Munster Jam is the drivers are the drivers. You are drivers. Yes, you are. And you are recognized as being drivers inside these massive gargantuan machines. But we also give a lot of credibility and you really plug your truck. Where did the nickname, the Zombie, come from? Do you have anything to do with that? Is it a marketing deal? Because I've also seen that there's different people in other Zombie trucks, just like Gravedigger, just like Cape Crusader, just like all of these different trucks, because obviously Munster Jam is all over the country. You could be in the Carolinas one weekend and the same weekend you're down in Florida, you're in Texas, you're in Mississippi, and you're in Michigan, and sometimes people are driving the same trucks.
Right. With Munster Jam, we have a bunch of the same trucks because we know that they're fan favorites. Zombie was actually a fan-voted and fan-designed truck.
Awesome.
And it got voted on about 3 or 4 years ago, and Bari Musauer, he was the first person to ever drive it. So Bari has really come into his own with creating this huge fan base for Zombie, and he's the one that starts the Zombie Arms when people, like during pit parties, and then when I come out, or when he comes out, or any of us that drive Zombie, such as Joe as well, we'll all just do our Zombie Arms when we come out of the truck, especially when we're on the quads too. I love to do it around to see everybody with their Zombie Arms. I love it.
Absolutely. And I noticed that as soon as you get out of your truck, you climb out and you start doing the zombie arms going up and down, rah, 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 and the crowd loves it, man. Look at that, the kids. I mean, that's got to be, that's real quickly. We got about 10 minutes left to go with Macey Nichter, driver, of course, of Zombie. Real quickly, talk about your day to day. What does a Munster Jam driver do from arriving at the arena or the stadium to getting ready for the show for the nighttime hour?
Usually we get there on Thursdays. Thursdays are our travel day. So when I was driving this first quarter, I had my clinicals for my x-ray school on Thursdays. So I would get done with my clinicals, and then I would head straight to the airport. So I was usually one of the last people to get there. So I would go straight to bed, and then I would get up earlier on Friday. Most of the time, I would go downstairs and meet Kayla for breakfast, and then we would head over to the track and check out the track, see what's going on with that, and then we would get ready for practice. We usually do first-round racing practice just to check out the dirt, see what it's doing for us, if it's going to be real tacky, real soft, real loose. We always check that out, and then after that, we just kind of chill out and get ready for the show.
So basically, y'all have practice sessions, happy hour, just like NASCAR does. in a nice way, pretty much. I mean, but it's before the people show up at the arena.
Right. We have our track officials. It's basically just a run through of our first round of racing. Like, our hosts are out there, they announce everything. We even practice our intros. We always want to make sure that everything is perfect. We don't want to go over a certain time limit because we know that, those kids, they're going to get tired. They love monster trucks, but they're going to get tired. So we want to make sure that these kids, they stay awake, they watch it because, these parents pay a lot and they take a lot of time out of their days to come and watch us and bring their kids out there to really have a nice thing for them to go watch. So we want to keep the kids and the parents entertained as much as possible.
Absolutely. And, of course, again, me and Macey Nichter, driver of the Zombie Monster Truck, we're just talking about Munster Jam World Finals 20, of course, at Camping World Stadium in Orlando, Florida. Over the weekend, acknowledgement of the champions, including the winner of the two-wheel skills competition, Max D. Fire of Tom Mintz from Georgia. Racing portion went to the Bounty Hunter of Jimmy Cretan. Speedster racing went to Armando Castro and El Toro Loco. ATV racing went to Blake Granger and Max D. Speedster obstacle course goes to Matt Cody and Blue Thunder. The high jump goes to Munster Mutt Dalmatian Ice with Cynthia Gauthier and freestyle Lindsay Reed and Scooby Doo, followed by showdown winner Lindsay Reed of Scooby Doo. And and I like that. Those are your different champions of the racing program, not even mentioning freestyle. I love the fact that you have, it's not just a male-dominated sport, Macey. You got males and females that are winning in all different genres of competition on the Munster Jam circuit.
Right. I was so excited when I saw that Lindsay won Showdown on Friday night, and then for her to come right back around on Saturday night and just kill it in freestyle and take the win for that too. I mean, that was amazing. And Cynthia, I love Cynthia. Cynthia is another person I look up to. Cynthia killed it too. She has no fear. That girl has no fear at all. So to see her win the high jump, I wasn't surprised, but I was so excited.
So real quickly, Macey, talk about how you get involved. If there's somebody that's tuning into the podcast finish line or to the replay and they want to get into the world of Munster Jam or Munster Truck competition, how do you go about doing it?
What my father always told me is in order for something to really feel good and to really get that whole, I guess you can say, accomplishment of it, work from the ground up. That's right. What my dad did with me. When I was younger, he had me start out just cleaning the truck so I could really figure out, which part is where, the name of it, what it does. And then once I would get familiar with it, then he promoted me to crew and then crew chief. And then once he felt like I was ready, then that's when he allowed me to start driving. I didn't just get it handed to me. I had to work for it. And I love to be able to say that message to kids because it's if you want something enough, you're going to go out there and you're going to work for it because your overall achievement at the end is going to feel like nothing you've ever felt before.
Absolutely. I agree with you 100%, Macy. And that was one of the reasons why I wanted to ask you that question, because we live in the motorsports industry today where a lot of people think that things are spoon fed to people. Sadly, we have a world today where if it's daddy's money or a rich person's money and they can get involved in the NASCAR or jump the ladder quickly. But that's why I wanted to ask you the question about Monster Jam. Is it kind of similar to that? And point blank, you have to know. I mean, somebody just don't walk off the street and get in a Monster Jam truck. It's just not possible. You have to go through the vigorous testing and qualifications, and there's things you have to go through. You go through like a bottom tier Monster Jam program, like a minor league, so to speak, before you can make it up to the national level.
Right, and all of us that get accepted into Monster Jam, we all have to go through Monster Jam University. It's very gruesome, and it's 3 days. Well, it comes in different spurts. A lot of the times it's 3 days straight of just nothing but practicing our skills, not only in our Monster Jam trucks, but also on our speedsters and our ATVs as well. And we're up there in Paxton, Illinois with the professor himself, Tom Mentz. He's on the headset with us, telling us what we need to do, what we need to improve on, and it's crazy to have all of that happen in 3 days, and then you come out and you're just like, whoa, I can't believe that I was able to do that. I've been trying that forever, and now I can finally do it.
Yeah, and Tom Mentz, by the way, I think I could be suffice to say this. He's probably as respected as Greg Anderson and Gravedigger, and, of course, what he's done with Maximum Destruction and the Max D truck out of Atlanta, Georgia. Tom Mentz is right in that category, so he is so respected in what he does. And like I said, that's one of the things I see. Like, for instance, you've got Tom Mentz in Max D Fire. You have Blake Granger in Max D. Scooby-Doo, Lindsey Reed is in Scooby-Doo. Then you have Showdown winner Lindsey Reed. You have some El Toro Loco. I think there was another driver. I want to say it was Matt LeDuc or Todd LeDuc. I think he was the guy that was in Raleigh. So you could have a El Toro in one area and El Toro Loco in Raleigh. And same thing with Zombie. There can be so many different people driving them. But of course, guys like Gravedigger, Dennis Anderson, and Tom Mentz and Max Destruction, those are some of the veteran, respected guys in the industry. Just like in NASCAR, just like in other forms of racing, those are the guys that you really, really look up to.
Right. I look up to all of them, even those that haven't been racing near as long as I have, but they've had a little bit more seat time than I have. I definitely take their advice. I take it to heart, just like Brandon Benson and Gravedigger. He was on my tour as well. He was my trailer mate, so our trucks are always side by side no matter what, and he would always take the time to watch me, especially during my two-wheel skills. He would always take the time to watch me and let me know if I needed to, do it in first gear, get a little bit more momentum up to the ramps, and it was awesome to have him there doing that.
Macy, what's that atmosphere like as one of those drivers of those monster trucks whenever they do the introduction and you guys bust through the tunnel or come under the overpass and you've got the whole crowd of fans, the lights, the smoke, the fire, whatever type of pyro they have, whatever events or buildings will let you do it. But to hear the roar of that crowd and you're in the cockpit of those trucks, what's it like when you first pull out onto the arena for a show?
It's awesome. My adrenaline gets pumping, and when we're going around the pod and we're doing our intros, it's just awesome because you see all these kids, they start to stand up, they're screaming, they're waving their flags, they're doing everything to get your attention, and I'm just thinking to myself, I see you up there, bud. I see you. You want this show to be the best thing you've ever seen, and that's what you're going to get. That really motivates me and pushes me and gets that adrenaline pumping even more. Where
do you see yourself in the next 10 years? Do you still want to be in Monster Jam, or have you ever thought about moving up into another motorsports program?
I absolutely love Monster Jam. I love the aspect of it. I love my teammates, my crew chief. I got to give a big shout out to my crew chief, Brad Hilton. I put that truck through so much this year, and he was able to have the truck ready and fixed before every single show. He made sure that truck made every single competitions, and he did amazing.